Well, hello. We're here with Kent. We're at Legends Conversions, and this is our first video together. So we're going to ask a few questions, get to know each other, and you all have a chance to meet Kent and get to know him the way I have, because he has saved us and our Regency several times. So, Kent, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hello.
And this will be the guy. We're going to have we're going to start having regular, every other week happy hours on Tuesday at 6 p.m. So I'm going to ask Ken a few questions as our getting ready for our 6 p.m. meeting. And he's a busy man, so people are calling him all the time. So Ken, first off, thank you.
Thank you.
And little merch for those of you that want some Legends merchandise. We're going to have shirts and t-shirts and everything coming. Ken, what was it that caused you to choose the name Legends, and where does that come from? And tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, most people don't know that Regency was created by a man named Tom Bassett in his garage probably 40 years ago. And then they ran it for 30 years, and he finally sold it, and somebody else started running it, and he went on his way and started another company, which was Legend Conversions, and he has recently got sick and passed away, so I brought that back in his honor because I was starting a new company and I wanted him to be a part of it.
Okay, so Legends Conversion then is an homage to the originals that started our Regencies.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great. And what we're going to do today is we're going to take a tour and we'll look around and see. Now, it's very interesting that you're putting out about 3 vans a week now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Great. And those vans are taking a day or two.
Yes.
To put those are just the passenger vans.
Sure, yes, sir.
But now when you do a B plus, a Regency, that's about
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because you got all the detail stuff that's going on. So we'll see some of those out there. And in fact, my rig is out there itself, the Love Shack.
Yes.
That you did a little bit of work on for us. We appreciate that. So, but while we're sitting here, tell me, what's your secret sauce? Because everybody raves about you on our Facebook page. I know what it's like to be treated by you. This is our second time visiting here at Fort Worth with you. And not only, by the way, not only did he take care of our van, but he wrote down a list of things for us to do to go see the cattle drive and other things in town while he was working on our van. Sorry, he does it all, folks. I mean, even tourism instruction. So, but what's the secret sauce? What's the reason behind what you're doing?
I think my passion to build a good product for one thing, but also to help people. I like people to, what they pay for, I like them to be as proud of it as I was to build it. So I think heart and soul goes into everything I've ever built, and I would like to keep that, going. I get up in the morning and I love what I do.
So you were at Legends for what, 3 decades?
Regency.
Regency,
Yes.
Regency for 3 decades,
Yes.
30 years.
Yes.
And you did everything from
I started.
A to Z.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then when the company was bought out, the originals sold it, and the new people came in.
Yes.
And you were running everything for them, and that's when we got to meet you, just before that.
Yes, sir.
And then COVID hit, and the new company, I guess, just didn't have the financial wherewithal,
Yep.
and they just got stuck with the COVID crisis. It was hard to get things from the supply chain, and things just kind of get gummed up, and they just didn't have the cash flow to see it through, so they just decided to bankrupt what they bought and go on.
That's it. Pretty much just that, yes.
Right, and so what you've done is sort of taken things forward in a new direction, which is really the old direction. So it's kind of like the original new company.
Yes.
And putting things together and just taking care of our members. And I get so many rave reviews. I mean, I said that we were going to have one of these meetings, and people came out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, I've done with him, and I've done this and that." So we're going to make these regular Tuesday 6 p.m. happy hours. Now it's 6 p.m. Central. So for those of you on the East Coast, that's 7. For those of you on the left coast, the other coast, that's 5. Because Mountain Time is another hour off. So, but it's going to be 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Figure out the West. We'll get together. So for all of you that are out there that are part of our Facebook group, we're going to do it around the room when we start. So think of the things that you want this group to be, because it's going to be our Rambling Regency happy hour. because we're going to be rambling all over the place. So you tell us what to ramble. So we're going to do it around the room and tell us what you think are the most important things to do. Now, one of the really important things that Kent's doing for us is he's putting together a list of parts. Because I just went through this myself with, I won't mention any names, Regency's, and they kept my rig for a month, and then they said they couldn't do anything because the company was bankrupt. But as Kent and I know, they didn't manufacture the parts either. They put them together. So they said, well, we can't do anything on your slide out because Regency out of business. Well, Regency didn't build the slide out, but Kent's fixing that. But he's going to make a list of parts that are available. And Kent's also going to be available, oh, we just lost the light, but we'll keep going. Kent's also going to be available to be your own personal Jiminy Cricket. Now what I mean by that is, and Kent's done this for me, is that he can be, and the little choreography throwing the light, he can be your Jiminy Cricket. So that when you are concerned, as I always was, about going to a company that's going to repair my rig, my home, and whether they're really going to take care of me or not, whether they know what they're doing, what I do, and I suggest y'all will do the same, is you'll have Ken as your Jiminy Cricket. So he can guide the guy through it and say, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. So we're going to talk about that in the show.
Sounds good. And I also want to add, because I know when you have a problem, you can't structure it around 6 o'clock. So if they do have something and it's, something they need with right then, call me.
And that number they should call, and I'll put it on the screen as well, but that number is?
Yep. 817-614-1984.
And for those of you that don't speak Texas, 817
614 1984.
1984. So what we're going to do now, is there anything else you'd like to say to them? But we're going to do a tour.
Now, I appreciate everybody that has stood behind me and who's bought an RV, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I enjoyed building it, and hopefully we keep this thing going.
Well, we are. We're on our second trip out west with ours, and it's great. So we're just located just right next door to Fort Worth. So if those of you that are traveling through, I would highly suggest that you do what I do, that if you have something you need, talk to Kent and bring it to the store. Because we're going to show you, he's got a great setup out here and he can do everything you need to get done. So we'll stop this part and we'll go take you on a tour of the house. And we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday, 6 o'clock, every other Tuesday.